guys. I really do appreciate it. The show match is now underway. It is time. It is time to get this going. Lambo up against Hurricane. Thank you very much. That one took a long time to pop up. That's, wow, what a delay. That's odd. Anyways, here we go, guys. It's going to be a best of 5 show match here. I've been doing these twice a week when I can find people. Today and also on my Thursday, which is Wednesday for most of you guys. Let's do it. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand side in the Protoss. Representing Ameliora Esports, it is Hurricane. I don't really roll that one off the tongue. So he is teammates with sort of, I believe. Trying to think who else is on their roster. Maybe someone in chat can let me know. But he's just going to be going for a gate gas and no scout from Hurricane. Oh, no, he does have a probe up here in Lambo's base. Representing Q-Lash. We are all over the start of this cast today. Definitely not tilted from losing to Based Lord, the man who makes it happen himself for Villo, who just wrecked me in like a, what was that, a 50-minute ladder game or something like that? It was a long game. That was the sort of game where you see yourself dying. And then it's like that fucking scene in Lord of the Rings, the first one, where it's like, okay, Boromir's being shot, he's dying. And then there's like 15 minutes of him dying. First, he's like, I have an arrow in my chest, I'm clearly dead. And he's like, I'm going to kill another orc. Now I'm going to kill another orc. And then another arrow hits him. All in slow-mo, of course. And then like another 6 arrows hit him. Spoiler alert, sorry guys. And Boromir's all like, ah, shit. Ow. And then he has like 20 minutes where he's lying there and he's kind of bleeding out. And he's like, I'm sorry. The fucking hobbits ran away and shit. Frodo's off with the ring. I tried to take it. Aragorn's like, it's okay, buddy. You killed lots of orcs. You redeemed yourself. Yeah, that's kind of what that game versus Villo on ladder was like. So I'm a little bit distracted. But we're going to cast a show match now, and hopefully we will get a little bit of fun out of it. So far, this probe just does kind of scouts, goes home, is like, yeah, everything's normal. And Lambo doing the standard 4 Zerglings, clear out the third. He's even hunting for the probe, making sure it's not hidden. He's going to get that third down. And then, of course, these Zerglings go home, anticipating this early adapt. Speaking of which, there has been a delayed warp gate research. He saw that wasn't spinning earlier with the Overlord, so Lambo knows there's a Stargate. He's not even going to bother sending his Overlord into the base. He also spots the second Chrono Boost, a big tell, which says, hey, you're going to need a few more Zerglings very soon, or these 2 Adepts could dive in and get a whole bunch of damage. And even at really high level of play, we see players often just not paying attention to that Overlord, not spotting that, and then taking tons of damage. But Lambo here, look at this. He says, nah, I know you want to pick off a Zergling or 2, get out and then meet up with your other Adept. But, uh-oh, Lambo actually being too conservative. He's meant to go back in there. That Adept is going to take out a drone and takes out a Zergling and shades back to safety, only taking a few hit points of damage. He did, of course, build up to 10 Zerglings, but he's lost 2 of them now. So, definitely a situation where I thought Lambo was playing it really safe, but he still ends up losing 1 worker, so not super ideal. On the other hand, Hurricane being smart, he's going to go hide these Adepts for now and just keep them out. Phoenix first for Hurricane. Now, one reason I love, and I should ask Lambo afterwards, the reason I really like sending the Overlord in is I like to see, oh, it's Phoenix first, because if you spot that, you don't need these Spore Crawlers. They could start building about 4 minutes, and they'd still be ready for the Oracle. So I feel like we saw this in Scarlet's play recently as well, where she's been doing what I think this is a mistake. I think 90% of the time Protosses are opening Phoenix first. I think you should always scout to confirm that's the case. Leaving the Overlord at the natural doesn't give you that much extra scouting info, but who knows? Maybe these higher level Zergs are actually looking to spot these gases on the natural. I kind of feel like that can just be fake though, and your Zergling can run forward and check that on this map anyway. So gonna have to ask Lambo about that and the high level Zergs at some point, because I feel like they do really miss out rushing those Spore Crawlers. Adept's gonna come in here. Nothing on the third. 2 drones in the open. They're gonna have to hop into some spores and extractors to protect themselves. And the Oracle is now coming in. Queens are down here though. Oracle gonna come in on the back of the natural. Nice little movement here by Hurricane. Gonna get 1, 2, and a third drone. Nice pickoffs. Where are those Adepts? Where did they just... Oh, they both got surrounded and killed. Okay, both Adepts did die. cancels the extractor. That Spore Crawler, of course, will just go root in that third base. Going up to 6 queens. Lambo's going to go for a Queen Ravagerling. This is an all-in from Lambo, guys. Queens are about to march through the center of the map. And he's basically just going to use those to shoot down the Oracle, the Phoenix, any Void Ray that comes out, as well as, of course, for their meaty hit point tankiness, and the fact that their transfuse is good for healing the other unit. So 2 Creep Tumors going to push out behind them. 10 roaches already on the way. Might even go up to 10 or like 15, 16 roaches, some people like to do. Others just swap straight into mass Zerglings and use all the gas off this 3 gas for Ravagers. So Lambo's going to play very aggressive, and if you guys remember the show match we cast a few weeks ago, it was Hurricane versus Sort of, and Sort of kept pulling out the all-ins, the busts, the Ling Floods. He pulled out a lot of Roach Hydra timings, lots of very early attacks, and he caught Hurricane off guard with that. But Hurricane this time, he's just like, nope, cancel the third. He's like, nope, 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 not having any of this. He's chrono boosting Immortals. He's got charge, gateways, already got the Templar Archives, and he's massing shield batteries. And I think this is wise, because Hurricane really just did not have the correct setup to defend this on his third base. Oh, he's going to go for the Transfuses. Oh my god, what a sick play. Transfuses and then goes back to morph the Archons. Look at this stasis. Oh god, that's a juicy stasis trap there. Oh no, Lambo's attack. He's kind of force fielded his own units out. And all Hurricane really needs to do here is buy time. He should use those shield batteries. He should micro them to heal each other, in my opinion. We'll see if he does opt for that. He does, there we go. Heals it up. Survives that next Corrosive Vial. Archon's going to drop out front. They're going to do some nice damage. But, ooh, there's a lot of roaches in range. So, yeah, I think he's got to get behind that wall and may have used a bit too much of that shield battery energy. Second Immortal is about to pop out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And it looks like he is starting to hold. But, I mean, these Archons can't go down. He's got to keep these Archons and Immortals alive. Corrosive Vials go down. There's almost no barrier left. Uh-oh. Saves that Immortal. Does bury it to the back. But I don't think Lambo is going to be breaking up here. Hurricane, confident enough to move to the top of the ramp. He says, look, if I have all my units here, they can all fight at once. Problem is, choke point there for Corrosive Vial. The sentry falls. This Ravager micro from Lambo is non-stop. And I think Hurricane needs to keep being very careful here. You do not want to go out into the open just yet. I think this might be too early. Lambo has started droning behind this, but right now, Hurricane, he's confident. Is it the right call? He's just microing his way back, dodging most of the Corrosive Vials with a Warp Prism hot pickup. Oracle comes in because the queens are dead, and it says, okay, it's my time to shine. These Immortals all still alive, racking up the kills. Oh, a couple of Corrosive Vials land. They're not actually killing anything, so it doesn't really matter. And Lambo forced to run home, down 41 drones, 44 drones to 51 probes. He could potentially come back from here, but it's going to be a hard ask. Zergling's going to go for the counter. If they can get a cancel, that'll be huge. These Ravagers trying to defend this Oracle. He's like, ow, ow. The Ravager does barely survive. The Zerglings get the cancel. Very nice. So Hurricane's still stuck on 2 bases, but oh, you don't want to waste these Zerglings right now, Lambo. You've got to keep every unit alive. You're behind an economy. So he's got to try to find efficiency, and Hurricane says, nah, Archon drop in the main. Queen's going to go down. Oh, Queen will hide behind. So Archons can't squeeze through there. Queen does survive for now, but Zerglings against Archon's never a great position. Hurricane with some nice hot pickups. Ravager Zergling going to come forward. And yeah, these Archons just getting what is essentially free damage while he establishes the third base behind it. Now, hats off to Lambo. He's up on 60 drones. He's building more roaches, which he desperately needs for safety. He also needs to get roach speed. And he's going to go Spire. When behind Spire seems to be a very common theme in high-level Zerg versus Protoss play recently. I personally have lost to it when I'm way ahead against a Zerg player. Someone like Hurricane, though, doesn't really strike me as the kind of guy who's going to lose to that. That was really sloppy. He knew he had next to no shields left, and Hurricane goes for some hot pickup micro and does lose an Archon for free. But here we go, 5 Immortals, 2 Archons, a couple of charge lots, a few more Archons, a few sentries. I mean, what do we got? 3 Ravagers, 8 Roaches? How the hell do you hold on? No Baneling speed, no upgrades. +1 melee is not quite done. He needs more Roaches. He doesn't even have Roach speed. Oh, the force fields are going to be so brutal. Hurricane, with such a powerful push, he's not even probing behind this. He's just using his third as a sort of transitionary third. And nice Corrosive Vials, both breaking force fields and landing on the Immortals, but like there's just no firepower in this Zerg army. Roaches and Ravagers do piss all in terms of damage. Hurricane just clicks on a hatchery, is like, yeah, get out, mate. I stopped your Queen Ravager push, and a very nice hold there for Hurricane. Hats off to him for not underreacting. He was like, you know what? How about? So I'm going to take I'm gonna take this rush and I'm gonna say, you know what? How about I build 6 shield batteries, cancel my third, and just try to survive. He didn't go like, oh, maybe I can hang on to me third. No, not at all. He was like, all right, this is it. Ooh, what was next map? What was next map? Acid Plant? I think it was Acid Plant. Gonna have to ask them. The message history seems to have worn off. And we'll see what's going. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I thought I fixed everything. I didn't. Ah, shit. Oh, yeah, we'll get rid of stream avatars. And we'll get rid of the tip bar as well. And we'll move that one up. Sorry, dudes. Yeah, I mean, it was trouble finding Lambo at first because he forgot to wake up. So I was just a little bit distracted trying to get out of my suit so that I could stop sweating. And at the same time setting up the match. So my bad. That's totally my fault. Sorry guys, apologies for that. We've got it fixed now. I was glancing at chat in the first 30 seconds, but I didn't see anyone call it out. Probably because there's a little bit of stream delay and stuff. So I was like, oh, I think it's all fine. No one's mentioning any sound issues. Somehow I missed that. Okay. Map number 2, guys. So map number 1 goes to Hurricane. Good hold by him. Good advantage. Nervous Chicken, thanks so much for the 100-bit cheer, dude. He says, go Protoss. Thank you. So, Fat Ass the Pig gets a treat every single time someone donates or tips. We can give him 2 coins, even though it's only 100-bit share. Oh, Fat Ass the Pig says thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I also feel like the game sounds just a little bit loud, as is the music for a car. So we're going to turn it down just a little bit, guys, so it's more in the background. Thank you very much, Grumpy Vegan, with the Twitch Prime sub, as well as Ron Baleke with the 2-month sub. Give us a spin and show us some piggy tail. I actually have a piggy tail, and I couldn't find it in my house. It's somewhere, and I cannot find my tail. And the tail in this outfit is the worst pigtail I've ever seen. It's literally just a knob. It's like, am I a bunny rabbit? No. But for some reason, that's what it is. All right, guys, down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the blue, up a game already. He's Hurricane. Meliora Esports, Hurricane. I would never get a job as one of those voice guys. And doing a nice fast 16 hatch to ensure it can't be blocked. Representing Q-Lash, it is Lambo. Thank you, guys. Lambo and Hurricane are both in the Project Unity team house. Hurricane is the lone Korean who's in the Project Unity team house. He's their Korean rep. Lambo's there as well. Hurricane was in the channel nice and early. He said, hey, cool, awesome, we got the match ready. And I was like, hey, are you still in the house? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, is Lambo there? He's like, yeah. I'm like, is he awake? And he's like, oh yeah, he's coming now. And Lambo like hops in the channel. He's like, sorry, my alarm didn't go off. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, next time I'm just going to immediately be like, Hurricane, go wake Lambo up. Or because I always get the guys in this team house to play against each other in show matches. I've just got to remember to just harass them into waking each other up. Because normally they're too nice. They're like, nah, I don't really want to wake my friend up. He's going to be grumpy. But apparently Lambo finally did wake up. Maybe Hurricane shook him awake or something. I don't really know. And we'll see how we go. So guys, it's just going to be a hatchery first for Lambo. Very straightforward. I like the Avillo comments in chat. Cheers, guys. Katao, thanks so much for the 100-bit cheer, dude. Exact same opening from Hurricane. Hurricane, I'm surprised to not see more players mixing in some different builds. Thank you very much. Katao. Fat ass says thank you. His ass grows fatter and heavier with every cheer and tip that comes in. Thank you very much. So one of the cool things that I think we saw with Stats winning, was it Season 1 of GSL that Stats won, or was it like was it a super tournament or something? Whichever one, the tournament that Stats won against the Zerg in the best of 7. Actually, it was a semi-final of GSL, wasn't it? Against Sue? I don't know. He was pulling out like double DT drop prism, like 2 prisms. He'd do a really fast DT rush, send another prism, warp in another 4 DTs, warp in a bunch of zealots, and just kill them and stuff. Like there's some cool variants in the openings from the really top guys, especially when they get in these longer series. But the Stargate straight into Phoenix opening just seems to be the bread and butter. And I love this adjustment from Lambo. He's going to go in the main and spot that it's a Phoenix first, but I feel like it's still a little bit late for that. And yeah, these Adepts threatening. where the Zerglings are hiding. They want him to finish. They want him to finish the shade. They want to surround those depths, but already one drone goes down, a second one goes down. If you bait them in like that, you really do have to be a little bit quicker on the pull away, so you only lose one drone. Losing 2 drones, still worth it. It's still not a bad trade. I think it's always better for Zerg if you can shut down the Adepts for just 1 or 2 drones. But you've got to remember, he built 8 Zerglings, so building extra Zerglings and losing 2 drones, like it's not amazing. You really want to make sure you delay the Protoss third now to get value out of that. You can't let the Protoss just go over and take a third for free, and I'm sure Hurricane already knows that he can't do that. So I'm sure he's going to go for a very patient third base. We see a Robo go down. He's gone into the Oracle. Yeah, Oracle and Phoenix going to go across. We'll see a Twilight Council go down here in the main. He's going to go into that Archon drop follow-up. The build, which is so standard, which Zest really triumphed. He was the one who kind of pushed that build forward in the very early days of Legacy of the Void. Unfortunately, Zest not having such a good time. It's very up and down. Very up and down. His PvZ especially, I feel like he's a little bit inconsistent with. I think maybe he needs a little bit more variance in that matchup. It hasn't really been working for him. Oracle is going to get a whole bunch of... No, only 2 kills. A bit of missed focus fire. Has to use a second lift to stop that Queen killing the Oracle. Good good defense by Lambo, and not that much damage for Hurricane, but there is an Overlord out in the open. If he doesn't move those Queens over there right now, that Overlord will go down. So a little bit sloppy. Roach Warren is going down. It's going to be Roaches up to 3 gases and a lair behind this. That's pretty standard, about 4 minutes 30, kind of go for that transition. And seeing Zealots, he already knows there will be some sort of Zealot Archon pressure coming. These Zerglings, not going to try and delay that at all, obviously knowing the Oracle turned on its laser beam. And those Zerglings do go down. A Hurricane goes for the 5-minute third, not really delayed too much. That is why I kind of wish he went for like 10, 12 Zerglings and delayed this another 30 seconds. But Lambo's just on the defense. He's like, nope, it's fine. We're going up to a 4th gas. We've got an Evo. We've got Roach speed, swapping into Roach production now. And this seems to be that magic work account which Zergs love. 55 drones, so that way you know you've got a good amount of mining on your third versus a third that's not even finished. And then just mass Roaches to defend exactly this move. Now, I'm not sure if he noticed that with his Zerglings might have barely missed that coming in. And we could, of course, see more Warpins behind that, already up to 8 gateways. So the potential to just keep holding down the non-stop Zealot Warpins is there. No Immortal production behind this. This seems like a very aggressive move from Hurricane, but also I kind of feel like it's a little bit YOLO. Like, I think he's trying to fish out Lambo's response, but with no Immortal production behind this, he's got to warp in. He can't not warp in here. He's committed to so many gateways, it's just not going to be an efficient opening. Lambo's going to be too far ahead, and oh my god! Lambo a little bit slow to open fire with the Queens, but gets good damage on the Prism. Prism has to get the hell out of there. The Oracle here scouting for any Roach attacks. He's got an Observer scouting for that as well. Hurricane now starts up Immortal production. And I mean, he's got a +1 on the way, but yeah, it's a little bit slow, his transition into the mid to later stages. You know, he's like, okay, let's go gases. Let's get Storm. It's just not as streamlined as you'd like it to be, especially off a single Robo play, where every second of that Robo building Immortals is so key. And now he warps in Zealots, and it's like, cool, okay, you're gonna get a cancel on the 4th. It's not a bad sympathy prize, but it's just really not that important. Lambo's like, yeah, okay, I'll lose 75 minerals, kill a few Zealots. This is a fine trade for me. And the thing is, if Hurricane keeps committing here and loses a bunch of Archons or Zealots, Lambo's counterattack is so frightening. We have 0 sentries out right now. Holy crap. Hurricane just focusing purely on the Prism charge lot pressure and these Immortals coming out one at a time to defend. And I don't know, I feel like that is a little bit dicey here. Hurricane, I mean, he's way behind in supply right now. He's going to just try to go up to High Templar in the near future. Getting a second Robo in the back of his natural. Has forgotten to put that probe back on gas. Definitely Hurricane can still get back in this. I mean, we see Lambo seems to be focusing on Hydra Tech and Infestation Pit. Maybe going to be heading straight up to the macro lurker style. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So he's going to do some drop harass, do some multi-prong, and he's going to go up to the lurker claws upgrade to allow them to both run faster and burrow much, much faster. And Hurricane spots these drones coming onto this 4th, so he knows it's not a dedicated 3-base all-in. This Prism here, keeping an eye on everything. He's got Observers up there. He's got a Phoenix here. Thing is, he doesn't actually have vision in the top right. And I feel like seeing how small this Roach force is, Hurricane, I think he's got to realize, surely, that there might be a drop coming. And that's it. 8 Roaches, 12 Roaches going to be going into that main. The Observer just out of position. Does not spot that. Does have a lot of gateways, so obviously can deal with it with warp-ins. Has a cannon in position as well. Back at home though, Hive, Lurkaden. Wow, that Lurkaden graphic is kind of screwed. And +2 range and a second Evo on the way. Roach is distracting at the third base. Hurricane, uh-oh, he has no idea. He doesn't even have a pylon up there. Every single Roach unburrows, and that's a +2 upgrade that is going to go down immediately. That's a pain in the butt there. Hurricane is going to defend the front. I like Lambo just threatening there. He doesn't want to actually commit, but he says, look, those Roaches can take a storm as long as I distract you. Roach is going to take out the cannon almost instantly. The Zealot Warpin is going to fight this, but the Roaches are going to trade out so well. He comes back in on the front at the same time. I think maybe a little over-eager there for Lambo. Wouldn't mind him trying to slide some Roaches in behind the third mineral line. Roaches in the main here, focusing down probes. Nice, nice, nice. Does manage to take down quite a few. 10 workers killed, a lot of Zealots. A good trade out here. And like I said, guys, Lambo's not just going all in on 3 base. He's up to 78 workers. Losing these Dropper Lords would suck. I'd love to see the Hydras go protect that. But he's got double upgrades. He's making a few more Dropper Lords to replace those ones that are dying. Getting ready for round 2 of the drops. One problem is he doesn't have an Overseer right now. Now, this is actually a massive issue because this Observer will always see stuff coming now. Ooh, great Warp Prison micro. This Queen needs to be microed. Yeah, Hurricane's just like, nah, go for it. Zealot's running it on the north side at the same time. Hurricane wants to buy some space for himself. He's gonna lose the Prism. And this is a good trade for Lambo. These Roaches getting in position there, but at the same time, this is where the damage may be found. Hurricane with some nice focus fire already takes down the Queen. He's going to take down a good 7 or 8 drones as well, maybe even a few more. The main base has been cleaned up. This attack here even takes out a Roach or 2. Wow, up to a total of 16 workers killed this game. He's back in the lead in the worker count despite those losses before. Hurricane, he's still got a ton of Storm energy. Look how many High Templar Archons and Immortals he's got, and there's still no Lurkers on the map. Lambo is on 35 Roaches right now. Holy crap. I mean, that's good versus Storm, but he cannot defend this base. This gold base way out in the middle. Lambo wanted to try to defend through aggression, but that plan backfires. That base goes down. A drop in the main at the same time, though. Lambo using the multi-prong. He's going to depower the gateways. Oh, God, Artosis, where's Tasteless when you need him? Oh, no. Have you... Oh, man. I mean, Artosis is a great commentator, but really... He needs Tasteless there. Come on, without that Tasteless just anchoring? Like, ow, ow, ow. At the same time, though, Hurricane's going to push in a sick Roach flank, but the Storms are even sicker. Lambo, he tries to collapse on the army. He ends up collapsing on his own face. The main base is going down, though. The production has been wrecked. 2 Immortals on the low ground. 3 going to try and defend here. Can he do it? The Probe's trying to pull in, but they're kind of stuck behind each other at the same time. The main army still defending. Lambo keeps on fighting into that main army. I think he needs to let it come deeper. I think he's got to stop engaging into that. He's picked up here. Hot pickup is going to go drop at the third base. Lambo still doing massive economic damage. He's still got 3 bases mining, but actually his work account's kind of trash. And finally, the Lurkers enter the fray, but it's a little bit too little too late. And even though he's doing damage on the other side, it's like, cool, you defend your 2 base, but there we go. Hurricane identifies there's no defense up here. He's going to snipe down that base. A little bit of inattention. 1 Archon and a High Templar almost goes down as well. The Drippy Droppy, he's playing TVP style. Lambo dropping all over the place. That attack gets cleaned up. He's going to force off mining there. This base going down. The Lurkers need to defend that base. Lambo, though, not going to be able to do it. And as long as Hurricane keeps these units alive and keeps a little bit of mining behind, mining going, then Hurricane will still be in a good spot. I'm just like talking over myself now because this game got so sloppy. But yeah, I think the lack of Lurkers was probably the main problem for Lambo. If he could have just burrowed Lurkers there, then suddenly it's so hard to push into that with Storm. I mean, it's hard to even have your detection in the right spot while you're dealing with a drop, but the Lurkers came in a little bit too late. And, you know, does he have Drilling Claws? He does, yeah. He's got Adaptive Talons, but I kind of wish he just, with the drop play, I kind of wish he just went to the Lurkers earlier and just got the Adaptive Talons a little bit later in the game. He also went for a Spire, like Great Aspire. So I feel like Lambo went for a few too many things at once here. I think you get into a very extended mid-game. Hold that thought. Does snipe the Observer. Good snipe. Good snipe. But yeah, he's not going to be able to siege forward. Like, okay, yeah, they're a great unit because they can burrow and unburrow so quickly, but 2 more Observers coming in and the Overseer gets sniped. And that's it. GG, 2-0 lead for Hurricane. Very clean play. As I was saying, I think Lambo went for just a few too many things at once there. He was in a pretty good position, but the Storms just landed so well. And while he was trading well, he wasn't stopping the 4th base. So it was like, oh yeah, these are good trades. but Hurricane was on a 4th. Hurricane rebuilt the probes from the first drop very quickly. And I think sneaking that second drop around was sick. Like, Lambo's play was good there. But not having the lurkers, just a little bit unprepared for that big desperate push from Hurricane. And that push needed to do damage, or Lambo was going to get in a great spot, depowering all the production in the main. All of the production. GG, well played. Okay. So yeah, maybe I had to go for a base trade in that scenario. Maybe needed to just like keep his army out on the map to keep Hurricane away from him for a bit longer. I don't know. It's easy for us to theory craft. We can see everything. Lambo played a pretty good game there, but definitely not able to deal with that gigantic Immortal Storm push. There was just so much storm in that army. It was actually insane. The amount of storm in that army was like pretty brutal, man. Hivemind, thank you so much for your 6-month resub, as well as Liberate It with the Twitch Prime sub. Much love, dudes. You know what? I've cooled off a little bit, so I think it's time to put on the better pig head. We're gonna get back in character here. Let's get back in character. Piggy Smalls, wake up, dude. Oh my god, he's like catatonically drunk. Holy shit. How many vodkas has this mother trucker had? Oh man. Alright, come on. Piggy Smalls, it's alright. Just watch the game. He's like, fuck this, I want to play Fortnite. I'm like, oh my god, you fucking traitor. You fucking traitor. Apparently Piggy Smalls is a game traitor. Remember guys, we hate people that play other video games. It's definitely not cool. Definitely not cool. The gold base, was that a good idea, says Agi. Yeah, it was a bit of a gamble, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Agi? I like it. If he can keep the game in a certain scenario, it can definitely work well, because it allows him to keep more of his army at the front, which allows him to defend rather than attack. But as it was in that game, it didn't quite work out that way. Obviously, the 4th base got up for Hurricane. Hurricane just busted out of his corner of the map and pushed straight into that base, and it was a very quick kill. So a little bit tough there, but hey, he is on fire right now. After a shaky show match the other week, did he lose 1-3 or was it 2-3? He lost like 1-3 or 2-3 to Sort of the other week, and I felt really bad for him because he was just getting trounced by aggression over and over again. But today he's been rock solid. He is Hurricane. For anyone who's an old school viewer of StarCraft tournaments, you may remember him as FXO Tier back in the day. A long time ago. Name changed many years ago. But some people I know have like kind of come back to the game recently, so you guys might remember him under that alias. Up here in the top left, representing Q-Lash, it is Lambo. One of the more promising players in Europe for a long time. And really, he's had a lot of bad bracket luck in big premier tournaments, you know. Lambo's the guy who runs into Neeb or Special or one of these really top dog guys. Used to be Polton Hydra a few years ago in the early rounds, and he's always taking maps, but he's never able to close a series against these absolute top tier dogs, or very rarely like in the biggest tournaments when it matters. So I feel like Lambo's been on the cusp of like greatness for such a long time, but you know, he does still study. I don't actually, has he finished or taken a break? I need to ask him. Obviously, because he's actually over there in Korea, but for the longest time he was frustrated because he was balancing study with training. And when you're not full-time, it's like your skill just doesn't progress as consistently because you have finals, you have exams, you have assessments, and you know, you kind of have these periods where you just cannot focus on the game that much. But when Lambo's been practicing, he becomes insanely good. Insanely good. And chat is a rebroadcast, gameplay is live. Everyone's still talking about the Avillo game. I guess chat is a rebroadcast in that way. But anyway, long story short, he is actually over there in Korea training right now, and Lambo's been showing some real gains. So I can't wait to see how he performs at WCS Austin. I am assuming he will be competing there. I actually haven't been tracking of who's fully qualified yet. I cannot wait to plow through the Challenger VODs. They are on at an absolutely god-awful time. Like, the broadcasts usually start at midnight for me. But I can't wait to catch up on that. Anyone got any updates? You guys can tell us how Lambo's been going in Challenger and stuff. And you know, What's been going on there? You're with the 5-month resub. Singularity with the 100-bit cheer says, I like the new look, Pig, very creative. And Royal FKR with the 2-month sub says, Twitch told me to send you a message. Thank you, dude. Oh, he's going to go in. I love this move. It's the, I'm going to see if you're building drones or not and just be a bit annoying. Oh, and he's going to get quite a few Zerglings. Oh, Lambo should have pulled those Zerglings back, I think. Oh, was he going to, I thought he was going to cancel and try to get a drone or two there. Wouldn't have been worth it with how bruised that Adept was. Adept's just going to keep posturing. Phoenix opening once again. Hurricane very predictable with this opening. This just seems to be his way of opening. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. A saying which I am very fond of. And Lambo, once again, I feel like if there's one thing he could improve here, it's picking up those drones and pulling those away. He could tell that was going to finish. And even if he did it reactively, I think he could have got those out of there. So obviously Lambo did kind of wake up just before this show match, which... It is 11:40 a.m. in Korea. These pro gamer sleep schedules, man, they just like practice till 4 in the morning. I'm hoping he can wake up here, because it's not a massive thing, but like one extra drone every game does add up, right? And the fact that he is building his spores a bit later this game, actually, that's a great adjustment. This is going to make a big difference. Previous games, these spores were built like 20, 30 seconds earlier. It's just so unnecessary, and it was losing him a lot of opportunity cost in those minerals. This time around, I feel like his work account's actually quite a bit closer to Hurricane's, and I mean, he's going to need that. Hurricane's got the free third in the back. Hurricane's very happy to just sit here. 4 gases, Robo, and guess what? A Twilight Council goes down in the main. He's a little bit later on that Twilight today in this game. Oracle's like, get out of here, Zerglings. Run, Lambo. Run. Zerglings are going to back off. Where is that Twilight? He's going for a second Oracle this game. Okay, going to go for the second Oracle. So a little bit heavier Stargate harass this time around. Lambo hopefully won't be complacent. He's up to 5 queens, so he's got a few roaming queens to spread creep. There we go, pick up! Oh, when the oracles come in, turn on those laser beams. That one's almost completely out of energy, though. That oracle, though, keeps focusing down. 1 oracle falls, and he... Oh, God, disaster. Yeah, 8 probes sounds really cool, 8 drones, but guess what? 2 of those were from the Adept. That was 6 drones for 2 oracles. Lambo says, guess what? Drones! He's just mashing his keyboard right now. He's got a fat smile on his face. He's just like... Because when you know your opponent builds 2 oracles, you know the Prism, the Archons, the Chargelets, all that stuff is slowed down a ton. If there's a second oracle, it guts the Protoss' ability to do follow-up pressure. The oracles, the Phoenix, are what is the follow-up pressure. You lose those and it's a disaster. He's going to come in here with 1 more oracle, but great pullbacks by Lambo. Hasn't lost a single worker yet. He's going to come in, focuses down 1, 2, does get a 3rd, but takes a lot of damage on that oracle and the Phoenix as well. Lambo can afford these losses because he's got so much freedom. He's going straight to Lair, Melee, and the Baneling Nest. He wants to rush to Hydra Bane and then potentially into Broodlords this game. The Warp Prism only now making its way across the map. This is looking like a good start this time around for Lambo. But fast 4th on the way for Hurricane. I feel like a lot of Zergs make the mistake of just sitting back too long on this map. I think if you've had such a good opening as sniping both oracles, you want to do an attack onto their 4th. He didn't invest in a safety Roach Warren. He didn't waste money. He's got a 4th finishing. Like, go to 75 drones and then just, I mean, you're going OV speed, so what are you going to do? Baneling drop the back while just rushing the front, running Hydras in there as well. Try to put on the damage, and here we go, a good start to things here. The Zerglings get a nice surround. They can take down both Zealots. The Oracle turns on its laser beam of douchebaggery. Only 1 Zergling survives, says, nah, I want to die with my friends. Decides to hit the Nexus a few times. Oracle takes it down. Archons and Chargelets coming in. Where's the defense? I said, oh god, he's up to 80 drones with no defense. He was in a really good position, guys. But, oh no, is this Hydra Den even finished? No, that was his Hydra Den. Oh, it's going to be the quickest 3-0 of all time. Alright, I didn't notice so many gateways were up. My bad, guys. This is 8 gateways, single warp in of Zealots after the Archons, and apparently it's game over. Lambo's pretty dead. Lingbane does not hold this push. It's almost impossible. The Evo Chamber's a great idea. It's a very Serral-esque maneuver. But, I mean, the Queens, they're going to do something. Oh, ooh, looking for some juicy Baneling connects. Nice transfuses. 1 Archon has lost the tip points, but the feedbacks! Oh my god, Hurricane, with his gigantic brain, decides to just feedback before morphing into Archons. And the Queenling Bane defense is totally countered. Hurricane making this look so easy, dude. Holy shit. Hurricane on fire, and it's a bit unfortunate. Lambo, I was talking about how he could push his greed and then go aggressive off it. He pushed his greed a little bit too far. I mean, even if the Hydra Den survived and he built Hydras, losing the third wouldn't have been the end of the world. He had a fast 5th base going down, but it's kind of the same as the story in that last game where he was going for a little bit too much at once. He was like, I've got a fast 4th and a fast 5th. I'm not going to build a Roach Warren. I'm going to go straight to Hydras and 80 drones. And it was just like too many things and such a simple pressure here from Lambo. Manages to take him down. And, you know, this has happened to all of us. The advantage or the strength, sorry, of a good player is pressing their advantage. A lot of low-level players just do the same thing, even when they're ahead in a game. Even mid-GM players sometimes fall into this trap. But at super high level, you get ahead, you're meant to push that advantage. And once in a while, your game sense is off, you misjudge, and you accidentally go a bit greedier than you meant to. It's where you get a little bit desynced with the game. And this is actually very common if you've just lost a few maps in a row. Because you get a little bit thrown off your game, your game sense isn't quite there, you're kind of tilted, you're not kind of adding up the timers of where you are. Maybe you build an extra 10 drones without even realizing it, and you kind of look at your 4th, it's fully saturated, and you're like, oh, what? Oh shit. And it kind of dawns on you. And it's always this really, really jolting thing, because normally a pro gamer has such a good sense of where they are in the game. But once in a while, your opponent just kind of keeps catching you off guard, your confidence slips away, and you start to make these uncharacteristic mistakes. And that's exactly what we've seen here in this final game. We're going to see a Baneling drop as an attempted comeback. But, yeah. If you think about this, oh my god, this Phoenix. Oh. Ow. Leave me alone. I just want to stuff some Banelings into my big fleshy sacks. Those Banelings down there just blew up on a single Zealot as well. Oh man, Oracle's going to come drop a stasis trap in the main. Queen's like, can you not? Zerglings, oh, they're gonna get... Oh, they actually managed to kill it, just barely. Just barely. Overlord trying to at least force a probe split, but it goes down before it even gets to the mineral line. Gold base is back up mining. And Lambo's got something going for him with that. I don't think Hurricane actually realizes that gold base is mining. So maybe, but Hurricane... Oh my god! What the... Oh no... Guys, can we get the clip tool ready for when this fight happens? Because that's a couple of High Templar. And I feel like we may see 1 or 2 storms land in this next fight when it happens, okay? So just get your clips ready. I have a feeling it's going to be vomit-inducing for all the Zerg players. You guys are actually going to puke on yourselves. It's going to be disgusting. Yeah, he's making a mothership. And 2 more start... Okay, apparently Hurricane's like, nah... I know how you lose this map. You push onto creep and a Hydra Bane surround kills you. And here's Lambo. He's like only on 64 drones. He's like, I've just got to try and get enough units up to survive. He doesn't even have any Hydra upgrades yet. Oh no, he's just started his Hydra range. Oh, so we forgot those as well. His Hydras are kind of trash for the moment. Only 1 Zealot goes down. Nice damage here. Coming in. Even a few Zealots on the south side. Just going to say, nom nom, focus down on the drones. I love that advanced micro as well. Not enough players shift-click those Zealots on the drones. It makes such a big difference with those run-bys. If you kill 3 or 4 drones, it's great. But if he didn't respond so far, suddenly like 10 drones go down and you're just infinitely in the lead. Hey, Joe's what's happening, dude? Yeah, I mean, we're styling today. We got cool style. Can we say Lambo's the best German Zerg? Well, I mean, Showtime's the best Protoss, Hero Marine's the best Terran. And I guess it's, I mean, is Lambo better than TLO? I think he's more consistent. Is he though? I don't know. Someone do a side-by-side comparison of their recent results. Him and TLO, I'd say, definitely fight for that spot. I know a lot of people like hate on TLO. They're like, wow, because he's such a name and he's so famous. And then when he, you know, loses to Neeb many times in a row, people are like, well, he keeps losing in WCS early on. And it's like, well, he's losing to Neeb every time. So I feel like they're both trapped in like a bad run of bracket luck over the last year. Where they still have these moments of absolute brilliance though. So Lambo's obviously the best standard Zerg. TLO's the best creative Zerg in Germany. Neither of them is quite Demour or based Gabriel. Somehow Lambo's back in this game, guys. Thing is, I feel like when Lambo's behind in games, sometimes he doesn't shift gears fast enough. So there's some players, let me name one, Dark, SOS. These are some examples. In the foreign scene, maybe a Haas? No, I'm trying to think. Who's a player who's really good at shifting gears when they're behind? I think Cyril is actually very good at shifting gears when they're behind. Sometimes I think Lambo's behind. He gets focused on like, let's take a front-on fight game plan and try to win. But in a game like this where your opponent's so patient, I think you've said, okay, I've invested in too much Hydraling, and you want to start like splitting it off and like hiding sections around the map and poking. And if you can get Hurricane to push out on the map, you kind of try to base trade him. Because like realistically, you're just never going to beat this army. There's 6 High Templar, it's 12 Psystorms. Like you're not going to beat that with Hydraling. There's just no way. So he's starting to split his army off now. He's doing what I was about to criticize him for not doing. He is going to set up ready for that, but oh, far out. The Greatest Spire goes down. He's only just started another Spire. Here we go, though. Lambo is going to come in and snipe down the gold. Hurricane, of course, does have recall available, so, I mean, you really like to have 2 prongs diving in at the same time, but he's even got High Templar hanging around, man. Such good prep here by Hurricane. He's got cannon, shield battery walls, Zealots warping into reinforce. I don't even know if this is enough Zerglings and Hydras to break through. And this is obviously the carryover from being so behind earlier. 2 hatches go down. He might even recall. He says, wait, I don't even need to. He's still got 2 cannons and the Psystorm alive at home. Lambo's economy gets shattered. And Hurricane says, yep, I am hanging on to that lead. And I guess, I mean, if we want to be critical, we say, like I said, Lambo should have split into 2 areas at once. But, I mean, it's such a hard position. I don't think it's fair to be critical of Lambo in this scenario. To beat a player of Hurricane's caliber after how this early game went, you really do need to be a next level god tier player. And we can theory craft about what Lambo could have done. It's a very different matter for him to actually do it. Sorry guys, we gotta watch that last fight. Because apparently he pushed in while I was just. We wanna watch some Psystorms. Come and show me your Psystorms, daddy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That is the sound of very happy Protoss players. Hats off to Hurricane, 3-0, absolute dominating run. I love the way he adjusted there, playing a very defensive mid to late game on Neon Violet, going straight up to carriers. That's how you play that map at high level. People are just turtling, getting sick probe counts, getting sick defense, and being absolutely unstoppable. GG, well played, guys. GG, well played. I don't know if